Hi, I'm Andy Chick, Director of Marketing for Independent Electric Supply, and today we're joined by Jordan Johnson of Legrand, and more importantly, the Wattstopper product. And Jordan, it seems like every project we see now has some form of lighting control on. What is driving this?
So the major driver, Andy, is really that we're seeing that energy code nationwide is starting to require things like dimming in most spaces, definitely sensors or something to turn off lights in spaces, and then also cool things like daylighting control to take advantage of natural light, right? So that lights automatically dim in a space, for instance, when it's the afternoon.
Saving energy, which helps everybody.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
recently here at IES, we upgraded some of our offices to the Wattstopper product in order to take advantage of some of these energy savings and lighting controls. And so Jordan, can you walk me through what we installed?
Yeah, absolutely. So the ideal place to start, Andy, is really with the LMRC, Lighting Management Room Controller, 111. So this is a single circuit in, and then it wires out to our lighting load. So this will do one switch light of control for you. What's really innovative and very cool about this product is that it gives the contractor the ability to do a Class 1 or a Class 2 termination in terms of how they run their 0 to 10 volt wiring. So again, a lot of contractors are starting to use a luminary cable for their 0 to 10 volt applications.
Right.
So this allows you to use a lumen cable very effectively. The luminary cable is a cable that will carry both your line voltage conductors and your 0 to 10, so that the contractor can do one run to the fixture rather than running it separate, being line voltage circuitry Class 1 and then 0 to 10.
Okay, so labor savings as well.
Labor savings, absolutely.
Okay, so labor and energy savings. So this controls what?
So this would control your lighting load in the space, right? So you would bring your lighting circuit to this device and then wire out to the fixture, and then when the relay inside of this box is open, that light will be off.
Okay, great.
So so that's going to, again, turn on and off the lighting in the space. Okay, so there's a relay in here, right? When that relay is open, the lighting load is off.
Okay.
So this will be mounted on our junction box above the ceiling, most typically.
Okay.
We'll Cat 5 out of this device to our sensor next, for instance. Okay. This is an LMDC 100, so a dual technology ceiling sensor. So what you have going on here, Andy, is you have the transmitter and receiver, which is essentially represents the ultrasonic function of the sensor, and then you have the PIR lens. So ultrasonic is great for minor movement, okay, and it really fills up the space. It's a volumetric sound wave, okay? So what happens is that sound wave leaves the sensor and it bounces off the floor and the wall and returns to the sensor at a constant rate.
Okay.
As you or I move throughout the space, that sound wave hits us. It takes longer to return to the sensor, signifying, hey, someone's there.
Right.
Again, so a cubicled office environment or maybe a stalled restroom, great for ultrasonic.
Okay, so no nuisance of lights going off during the day.
That's the idea.
Okay.
And then you have the PIR. So PIR is a line of sight technology.
Okay.
Okay, and basically what it's looking for is looking for your body heat and the transfer from one segment zone to the next. So it sees your body heat in relationship to the background space, and as you or I move from one zone to the next, it signals someone's there.
So why the dual technology?
So dual technology really gives you the best of both worlds.
Okay.
In the event that you are having false triggers, maybe false ons or false offs, you can rely maybe more on the PIR if it makes sense, or more on the ultrasonic. So it's really nice to, in one SKU, you get both technologies, and again, covers worst case scenarios. Coming next here is the LMDM. Okay. So this is our low voltage switch, just Cat 5 in, right? So Cat 5 into there brings power to the device, and pretty simplistic operation on the LMDM. Okay, so a single press of the top of the switch will turn your lighting load on. A single press of the bottom will turn the load off.
Okay.
And then if you press and hold the bottom, you'll see a nice dimming function. And then when you press and hold the top, it will raise the lighting level for you. And then you also have some nice status LEDs that will correspond to the lighting level in that space.
Half the light bulbs, half the LEDs on. Nice.
Next is our photocell. This is our LMLS 400, okay? This is a closed loop photocell. So basically what this device does is it takes a reading of both natural light and electronic light contribution, and then it will dim the fixtures accordingly. For instance, so as it gets, we move it to the afternoon, right? The light level in that space will rise because the sun is moving higher in the sky.
Right.
This will automatically dim your fixtures. In a number of spaces now, you have daylighting control requirements driven by code.
Okay, okay. And this is easy to install as well?
Absolutely, just a Cat 5 cable in there and you're ready to rock and roll.
And the Cat 5 cable goes to?
The LMRC, it could, or it could go to the sensor or the switch.
Okay, so they're daisy chained, essentially.
DLM is great in that it's a free topology network in terms of Cat 5. So that means that you can leave the room controller and go to the sensor and over to the photocell, or you could do 2 home runs back to the room controller, whatever way you want to do it. Simplify the install, make it easy on the contractor.
Okay. And lastly, what do we have here? What's this?
Yeah, so this is the LMCT. So this device allows you to make programming changes in the space.
Okay.
So for instance, if we talk about the sensor, okay? In years past, if you look at an occupancy sensor, when you want to make adjustments to it, via maybe a time delay change or sensitivity, you have to go to the device, right? So you got to go up the ladder, remove the faceplate off there, and then make adjustments. So now you can stand on the floor with the LMCT and just make the changes right there. Again, easy. Make changes pretty much on the fly. Yeah, give it a whirl.
So we have sensor controls, we have load configure. What does that mean?
Yeah, so load configure is about assigning respective devices to the load. So for instance, when I enact a load configuration mode, I can then pair devices, maybe a switch for instance, or a sensor to a respective load or loads in that space.
Right.
So for instance, if you had multiple switches, you may want switch 1 to control switch leg A, switch 2 to control switch leg B. Load configuration gives you the ability to make those load assignments.
Okay. Basically don't have dissimilar loads in one.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Daylighting configuration.
Yep, daylighting configuration is so you can make adjustments to the photocell. So you may want to set a different level in there, right? So that one.
So this can talk to this.
Absolutely.
Oh, cool. Now, who owns this? Is this initially for the contractor to install, and this is for a building manager? This is for office personnel?
The beauty on this device, Andy, is
yes.
it really could go either way.
Okay.
So the contractor will have one on the initial install so they can make programming changes.
Right.
But also a really cool leave behind for your facility engineer, for instance, right? So they can make changes as they go forward in their building, right? So they may want to adjust the sensor time delay so that lights go off sooner in a space, for instance. They can do that.
So tell me, what's new at Wattstopper?
Yeah, so the newest addition to the Wattstopper product family is the LMBC 600. Okay, so this is a wireless network bridge.
Okay.
So on jobs currently, when we have a network project, what we do is there's a physical cable that runs between our existing bridge module. So again, if you're networking a number of offices, there's a physical connection of a wire running between those offices. This device removes that cable. So now that you just have one Cat5 into this from any DLM component in the room, and then this will wirelessly communicate through our border router to our segment manager. So for jobs where you have maybe a demand response requirement, so if you want, so the utility is going to essentially tell you to reduce some of your lighting level, that you would install this product, and that will take that communication from the front end and then distribute a command into the space, maybe to dim the loads or turn them off or schedule.
So some of the typical installations may be.
Anytime you have a network job, you'll start to see this device. If it's just standalone room level control, you won't see this device, but anytime you have a network project, so think an entire campus, multiple floors on a building, for instance, you would have this product here. And really the benefit comes in that it streamlines the design for the engineer,
Right.
Reduces the install time, right? Because now no connection that the contractor has to run in terms of wire, and also just reduces some of the delays that may be caused in startup from miswiring.
Okay.
So it just kind of removes a lot of those headaches from the pitcher, making it easier on everybody involved, from the end user to the installing contractor. So the newest thing that you'll see to the Wattstopper DLM product family is our wireless lighting controls.
Okay.
So brought a couple devices for us to check out today.
Great.
The first is the border router.
Okay.
So let's check that out. And basically, Andy, what's going on is that this device here will allow you to communicate wirelessly to this bridge. Okay. So, for instance, if you're on a larger campus or a multi-story facility, you'll want to take advantage of a network lighting control setup. And again, how we do this today, typically, is there would be a physical connection ran between the rooms to network.
Okay.
So now, with this device, we can remove that physical connection.
So you're not wiring from room to room to room. It's completely
Exactly.
wireless.
Absolutely. So this is really the kind of the gateway into the room, if you will.
Okay.
So streamlines the design for the engineer, right?
Right.
No more physical connection ran throughout that facility or on the plans. And then install is simplified as well, right? Because now the contractor has one less wire to install. And then it also alleviates some of the headaches that we see on projects because of wiring termination issues, and really speeds up the startup for us and the contractor, making sure that they're getting that final right on time.
So you're reducing labor rates, you're reducing material costs.
Absolutely.
And you're able to communicate from one central point to all your rooms. Typical installation would be where?
Typical installation, again, would be a larger facility, most typically, right? So again, if you're maybe a campus or a multi-story office space.
Or an electrical wholesaler.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Sounds awesome. Sounds like a great product. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
That wraps it up for me. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Jordan. And with that, be sure to visit your local independent electric supply today for all your Wattstopper needs. Have a great day.
Thanks, man.